What's shaking, everybody? So today I finally got a sample of the new Fenty Pro Filt'r foundation and the Pro Filt'r primer. So I'm going to give that first impression / wear test for you all. I'm going to make sure I do a good 8-hour wear test. 8 to 10 hours, because I know most of you are wearing this all day long, like you're getting up, putting it on, going to work, and potentially running errands and doing things after that. So you want to see how this holds up all day long. To make it fair, I'm not going to put concealer on my face. I will conceal just my under eyes because they're pretty dark. I don't usually put foundation there anyway. And I'm not going to set with my powder other than my under eyes as well, because I want to really see how this foundation plays. Another test I'm going to do as well is I'm going to put the Pro Filt'r primer on one half of my face and my Mercier foundation Radiance primer on the other half of my face to see how different primers will affect the wear of the Fenty foundation. So first off, let me clip my hair back and we'll get right into it. So here we go. First I'm just going to apply a bit of my Mercier to one half of my face. So since I'm only doing this on half, I'm taking less primer, just about a half a pea size amount, and let's apply it. Half my nose, half my face. So there we go, and now I'm going to go in with the Pro Filt'r. So I just got samples because I can't afford to be buying this stuff untested. And I'm sure a lot of you are the same. So I like to try samples of foundations and primers to see if they're going to work for me and work for my skin before I purchase them. And if they work well, I do go out and purchase them. So here's the primer. I'll show it what it looks like in the sample jar here. It's sort of like a light radiant color. Let's feel it. So there we go. You can see it's kind of a thicker texture. Not bad. I like it. It feels like it might be more more moisturizing than I was originally thinking it would be. So I'm going to put it on half and half. On this half. Off my chin. And there we go. It feels nice. It feels like there's definitely some silicone in there. I haven't checked the ingredients list. I will. It feels like it's creating a nice smooth base for the foundation. So here's the Fenty foundation. I got it in shade 150, which is neutral. I think this is going to be my right shade. I'm a neutral undertone. If I go too warm or too pink, you can really see it on my, especially in photos. So the foundation looks decent. It's not super runny. It's not super thick. I'm going to go in and just apply it the same way I normally would. Actually, first I'm going to conceal my eyes. Let's do that. First I'm going to conceal my eyes, and then I'm going to go in with the foundation. Just using some Essence Say No to Dark Circles. It's a cheap little corrector. I like this on no foundation days or just light makeup days, when I don't want full coverage under my eyes. So just blend that in. And you see how it really brightens up my dark circles? And I'm just going to cover it with a bit of my True Fiction Triple Threat Concealer. Again, I'm just doing a really light layer for today. I just want a little bit of color correction under there. Other than that, we're going to go for a very natural look today. So I've got my True Fiction sponge wet and ready to go for today. There we go. So now I'm going to go in with the Fenty foundation. There it is in the sample container. This is shade 150, which is a light neutral. I think 120 might be a little dark for me. Some people are saying this is oxidizing. When I mentioned at Sephora that I heard this oxidize, the sales associate told me, this foundation doesn't oxidize. It has a dry down time of a couple minutes, and then it will not change color throughout the day. So to me, oxidizing is oxidizing, whether it happens within a minute or two or happens all day long, but that's what the lady at Sephora told me. So I'm just going to go in and I'm going to apply it like I normally would any regular foundation. Just going to make dots on my face like I regularly do. Oh yeah, the color does look a bit light almost, but we'll see how it dries down. We'll see how it applies over both primers. So I'm gonna go in, chin, chin. It smells nice. I don't normally notice a scent in my foundations, and actually I really like the scent of this. So that's kind of decent. I wonder if it's gonna hang around or not. We will find out. So here we go. I'm gonna go in with my sponge. This seems to be drying down pretty quickly, so maybe you need to work with it pretty quick. We will see. Yes, it's drying down very quickly. So this is a comfort matte formula, so I generally go for a more satin finish and not really matte, but I like that it seems to be about a medium coverage. So if I'm going to wear a matte foundation, I don't want it to be really full. Since I'm not putting any concealer on my face, we'll really be able to see how this foundation plays over the little bit of redness and discoloration I have in my cheeks. So here we go. Let's keep blending it in. Want to give it the best shot I possibly can. So you can't buy a foundation if you don't know how it's going to perform for you under different conditions. So here we go. I'm going to go in nice and close so you guys can see how this is laying on my skin. This is the side with the the Laura Mercier Foundation Radiance Primer. And this side here is the Fenty Pro Filt'r Primer. So it's not bad. It's a bit of a thicker coverage than the Naked Skin for sure, but they did say it's more of a medium. I'm going to go in with one more layer because just to see how the coverage builds. Just a light layer though. I'm going to work with this in quicker sections since it does seem to dry fast. I think that will help blend it out a bit better. There we go. Got a zit on my chin. It's actually covering it very nicely. Better than I expected. Better than I normally get for a foundation when I'm not wearing concealer. Okay, now let's put some over the Laura Mercier side. Blend that in as well. So there's the sponge. I don't feel like too much product is getting absorbed into the sponge, which is nice, and is probably because it's a bit of a thicker formulation. So here we go. I'll give you guys a close-up again of my skin with 2 coats. So again, this is the Laura Mercier side. And here is the Fenty side. So the coverage is nice. The color I think is a tad light for me, but I am also losing my summer tan. So it might be just about perfect for me in a bit. I can really see my pores. So I'm not sure if this is just because it's a matte foundation or just the foundation on its own. I'm not particularly a fan of that. But again, we're still going to give the foundation a fair shot and see how it plays. If my skin is, I'd say, normal to combination. I do get a bit dry in my cheeks and a bit oily in my T-zone, oily in the summer and dry in the winter in these areas, but not excessively to the point where I would really say that I'm very combination. Normal to combination is what I would call it. So if you have a more oily skin, this foundation might actually sit a lot nicer on you, and it might cover your pores a bit more. So am I noticing a difference in the foundation between the two primers? I'd say it does look like it's laying a bit better. Like if you look at my pores on my cheeks, it does look like it's laying a bit better on this side, the Fenty side, than it is over the Laura Mercier. So maybe this foundation is really meant to play well with the primer. So here we go. I'm not even going to set down my under eyes. I don't want to put any powder over this. I want to give it a nice fair shot for the day. So I'm going to go in and put on just a nice light natural face, and we'll see how this plays. First thing I'm going to do is go into my brows. There we go. So I used my L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer in brunette. And for blush, I'm going to go in with my NARS Orgasm again. I'd like this on just a light natural day. It gives me just a little bit of a sheen. So I'm just going to do a really light layer. See, it doesn't seem to be disturbing the foundation, which is nice. Some foundations just don't play well with adding product, but this one seems to be good. There we go. And to highlight, I'm gonna use my Becca Cosmetics Shimmering Skin Perfector in Opal. Mine is broken. I'm gonna try repressing it, I think. And we'll see how that goes. I've never repressed anything before. Just want a subtle highlight for the day. This highlight, you can really build it up to be banging if you want to. With my face a bit more matte than normal, I definitely want a bit of shine on it. Okay, so next I'm just going to go into eyes. I'm going to set down my primer with Chaser from my Naked Heat palette. And for my crease today, I'm going to take He Devil from my Naked Heat. Just do a really light dusting of He Devil in there. There we go. And for my lid, I just want something light. I'm going to go in with Scratch Single from Urban Decay. And I'm just taking my Real Techniques shading brush. I'm just going to put this on my lid. Just a really light, shiny, great everyday shade. And I'm going to take that underneath my brow bone as well. Or sorry, underneath my lid. Just popped that in my inner corner as well. Do one more layer on the lid. And for my brow bone, I'm just going to go in with Ounce from Naked Heat. Just keep things light today. Light and airy. So for my bottom lashes, I'm going to go in with this Annabelle Skinny Mascara. I actually saw it on Courtney Kelly's channel, and oh my gosh, it's awesome. I picked it up yesterday, and I really like it. See how tiny and skinny that little wand is? This is wicked for your bottom lashes, or if you have short, stubbier lashes that are harder to get into, this might be worth a check out for you. Annabelle is a Canadian brand, and they are cruelty-free, I do believe, and you can find them at like Walmart, Shoppers. And here we go. Check that out. Lengthening and awesome. So definitely, if you want a lower lash mascara, Annabelle Skinny, give it a shot. So I am going to set my face down, even though I want to give I always use setting spray, so I'm going to use setting spray on the foundation today, just to make sure I'm doing a straight across the board test. Keeping everything pretty much the same as I regularly would. So the setting spray, it's still drying. We'll just give it a little bit more time to set. It does look like it's melding the foundation into the skin a little bit better. We'll just give it another minute to set while I go in with some lips here. I'm going to use Lovecraft by Kat Von D today. And here we go. There we go. So the foundation, I'll give you one more shot now that I've got my face on. Here's the lower Mercier side. Looking all right. And here's the Fenty primer side. So I'd say they're looking fairly even. This side definitely is a little bit, I'd say just a tiny bit shinier. That's probably due to the foundation Radiance primer versus the Pro Matte Instant Retouch primer of the Fenty. We'll see how this wears throughout the day. I'm going to check in every couple hours so you guys can really see how the foundation is going. And like I said, I'll do a minimum of 8 hours. I'm just going to top the Lovecraft off with my Fenty Gloss Bomb. Look at the size of that applicator, you guys. It's huge. I kind of hated it at first, but I'm liking it now. This gloss, incredible. You guys, pick up the Gloss Bomb. 100% worth it. Sight unseen, buy it. It's 23 bucks here in Canada, but oh my god, it lasts all day. It smells, oh my god, it smells so good. Like lip smackers. I love it. It's the best. One of the best glosses I have used. So here we go. That's my look for now. I will be back in a couple hours and I will give you guys a close-up of each side of the face. I'll try and check in every 2 to 3 hours throughout the day until the end of the night when I am taking my makeup off. Hey everyone, so it's 2:30 p.m. I put on the foundation about 11:30 a.m. and so far it's holding up pretty good. It's not really breaking up anywhere and it's keeping my oil at bay. So here's a look at the Mercier Radiance primer side. And here's a look at the Fenty Pro Filt'r primer side. So it looks pretty good. You can see my pores are a bit visible, but I think that's the foundation as a whole and not due to either primer. I will check back in another few hours. See you in a bit. Hey everyone, so it's 5:30 p.m. I've just come out of swimming lessons where I've spent the past hour in the pretty hot pool and the foundation is still looking great. There's a tiny bit of breakup on my chin and the side of my nose, but it's still looking awesome. The mattifying side is definitely still more matte than the Radiance primer side. So far, I'd say the foundation's performing well. Everything's doing what it's supposed to do. And I will check back in another few hours before I wash it off. See ya. Hey everybody, so it's 8:30 p.m. and I've been wearing the Fenty foundation for 9 hours now. And I found it wore very well throughout the day. It wore well on both sides with both primers, so potentially this is a foundation that could work well with many primers, very different types. The coverage lasted. This was the Mercier side, and this was the Pro Filt'r primer side. It looks good. No, so the foundation does a good job. It holds up. If you're looking for something that's going to keep your coverage and last all day, this is definitely it. I don't particularly like, I find it really emphasizes my pores. Like, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm not sure if it's my favorite. I'll use up the sample and give it a couple more tries. And if my opinion changes, I'll let you know, but I don't know if this is going to be one I'm going to purchase. If you have oilier skin, you might really like it. I just don't generally go for a matte look either, so it could be just personal preference for me as well. So that's it. I'd recommend the foundation if you're looking for something with coverage that holds up all day. This is definitely going to do that for you. Just test it out and see if you like how it looks and wears on your skin first. Thanks for watching. Please like the video if you enjoyed my review, and please subscribe if you'd like to see some more. Have a great night.